Not all the training dealt in lethal practicalities. In those pre-Vietnam days, the course proceeded leisurely, with plenty of time devoted to the ceremonial side of military life. We learned to put on reviews, the proper way to flourish a sword, how to behave at social functions. In brief, all that spit and polish nonsense which is totally divorced from the messy realities of 20th century warfare. In spite of its uselessness, I cannot say that I found it unattractive. The romantic in me responded to the pageantry of a parade, to the tribal ritualism of ceremonies that marked anniversaries, or comradeships formed long ago on distant battlefields. In the summer, it was mess night, which had obscure and ancient origins in the British Army. To the roll of a solitary drum, officers in dress whites filed into the mess. Lit only by candles, it looked as dim and secretive as the dining hall in a monastery. Silver trophies from our ancestors, the Royal Marines, and other English regiments gleamed in a corner case. "To the U.S. Marine Corps," read the inscription on one. "From the 1st Battalion, Royal Welch Fusiliers, Peking, 1900. Toasts were made, and wine glasses raised, lowered, raised again, like chalices, at some strange mass. In the winter, it was the Marine Corps Birthday Ball, which commemorated the Corps' nativity in a Philadelphia tavern on November 10th, 1775. The observance of this rite was the cause of my first offense against the Uniform Code of Military Justice. I went AWOL from the Quantico Naval Hospital, where I was recovering from mononucleosis, to attend the celebration. I thought it would be a night of beer-swilling camaraderie, something like the gatherings of Beowulf's warriors in the Mead Hall, and I was determined not to spend it in the aseptic confines of the isolation ward. Earlier that day, 2 classmates had smuggled my dress blues and a bottle of Jack Daniels into my room. After 8 o'clock bed check, I made a dummy out of my baggy pajamas, stuffed it under the covers, put on my blues, wrapped the whiskey in a paper bag, and walked freely past the guards. A short taxi ride through the town of Quantico, a few bars, half a dozen laundromats, and twice that many uniform shops fronting the brown Potomac, brought me to Little Hall, where the party was being held. I walked inside and into the 19th century. Junior officers wore white gloves and Prussian blue, Prussian-collared tunics. Majors and colonels, whom I was accustomed to seeing in functional khakis, strutted around in waist-length dinner jackets with shoulder boards that advertised